Now that you have successfully logged into Netlabs, let's take a quick tour of what is available and how you will use Netlabs to complete your assignments. Each time you log into Netlabs, you will need to run the Java test. If you do not have the most current version of Java installed and running, Netlabs will not function properly. Simply click Start Remote Access. I'm doing mine in Mozilla Firefox, so these are the screens that will show up. If you're running in Chrome, you'll have different looking pop-ups. You'll just follow those as well. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to tell it to run. And it tells me that I have successfully passed the test. You will need to reserve time on the equipment to complete your hands-on labs. Do not wait to the last minute to do this. There are numerous other students and classes using the equipment. You can reserve up to a 4-hour block of time on the equipment. Do not hog the equipment by making back-to-back equipment reservations. If it is noticed that you are making reservations and not keeping them, you will have to make other arrangements for you to complete labs. When you do this, it takes space that others could use. Click on Scheduler. Find your class. Click on it. You will now notice that it says Reserve Lab Time for yourself or Reserve Lab Time for your team. You are allowed to work on your labs in teams. However, you must first contact me to let me know what members are on your team so that I can set these teams up for you. I'm going to select Reserve Lab Time for yourself. Now you should see a list of all the labs that are available to you. Here we have the lab names. And you'll notice it says up to 4 hours. I highly recommend that you reserve all your labs for 4 hours because it takes at least 10 minutes for the equipment to be powered on because you're using actual equipment here on the campus of CCC. Then it takes 10 minutes of your time at the end of your reservation to properly shut down the equipment. This small icon on your right that looks like a sheet of paper, if you select it, it opens a PDF of instructions for that particular lab. This PDF should match the Word document that's located in NetSpace that allows you to make modifications to, that you can answer the questions in, because you will occasionally have questions to answer concerning the lab that you are working on. To make your reservation, you'll click here on the arrow that points to the right so that you're selecting this particular lab. You'll notice that you have what's called pods. There's pod map 1, map 2, and map 3. Currently, these are the times that are available. You'll notice here that this was a reservation that was made in the past. So if others have reservations, they will show up in this location. You'll also notice here I have a calendar. If you go in here and you know that you won't be able to work on your lab until Saturday, you can select Saturday and pick a time that is available for you to work on Saturday. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm going to come back to today's date. I'm going to point the finger here on this hand right at that red line, and I'm going to click. You'll notice that it says that my reservation will start today and now. My end time is today at 3:30. You need to get in the habit of selecting the down arrow here and selecting a time that is 4 hours out from where you currently are. You can load the default configs for this exercise, or you can load no configs and that will load it clean. I'm going to select OK. And it says, are you through making reservations or do you want to make another? I'm done, so I will click I'm done. You notice now that you have an additional screen that is showing here. It says lab reservations. It gives the lab ID. If it's allowed to enter at this time, it says enter lab. And then here is the name of the student and the class and the pod. So I want to enter the lab, so I will click enter. And at this time it is starting the equipment pod up, and this may take a moment. As you can see, my lab has now come up. It still says that it's initializing. Do not begin working on your lab until the initializing goes away. It says that I have 225 minutes remaining. This time started clicking down the moment I told it to enter the lab. Here you'll see the lab format. This particular lab has 2 switches and 2 PCs. You can also show lab content, and that will open up the PDF as well. So now we'll wait until it's through initializing. You will notice that now initializing has finished, and we're down to 222 minutes, so it took it about 3 minutes to initialize. This is where you will work on your labs. Let me point out several tabs. This is the topology or the layout. We have actions. You typically will not work in this section. That's for more advanced classes. You have status, and you can see that right now all of my routers and switches, my ASA and my PCs are all on with a green light. Currently nothing is connected. You have load, you have save, and you have your exercises. I'm going to come back to topology. The way you enter each device is simply by clicking on the device itself, and it's going to ask you what you want to do. You want to open this and run it. And this opened up a window for you to work in. Same with the PCs. You would click on the PC, open it, run, and here is your PC that you will work in. When you get finished with the lab, make sure you close out each window, and then you will tell the lab that I'm done. It says, do you want to end this lab reservation right now? You will click yes or OK. It says that the reservation has been completed. I'm going to click OK. I'm going to refresh my lab reservation. You'll see that it has nothing going on. If I go back into Scheduler and attempt to schedule another lab, you'll see that the reservation that you made is still taking up space. That's okay. After it has shut the equipment down, this reservation will shrink back up to the amount of time that you have used. If you've created a reservation and you decided and you didn't click the I'm done, and you just came back out of it and you logged out of Netlabs and logged back in, you would still see the reservation here. Do not click on the ID and cancel the reservation. Once you do that, it deletes the reservation and there is no proof that you have been in and have worked on the information and worked on the lab. So do not do that. Several of the things available to you. You have the scheduler and you have chat. This will allow you to chat with others in the class. The curriculum and the file manager currently do not have anything associated with them. You can go in and change your personal settings here under Profile. I hope this has answered your questions. If you have further questions, please get a hold of me through Blackboard Message. NetSpace messaging, or email. Thank you.